Next on our show, we're going to be talking about UFC 303, and we're going to be talking about Poaton's magic that he apparently uses in his fights to win. Have you heard about that?
No. I want to hear about it. Welcome to the MadLab MMA. I'm Anthony Basciglio. I only come on for the pay-per-view events. I'm here with Mike.
Guy thinks he's fucking Joe Rogan.
I'm here with Mike, the MadLab Irato. And it's funny. I was in a restroom going to the bathroom, and I heard somebody talking in the stall.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, is that
yeah.
Mike? He was in the stall, and he was talking to somebody. Yeah, this guy uses witchcraft, and apparently Pereira uses magic. I go, what the fuck did you say? And then you told me what you saw on YouTube.
Yeah, it was on. I was actually leaving a voicemail in our Discord.
Oh, is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I was talking to Mike Bing Bang Boing. And
everybody has nicknames, by the way. We got Mike Bing Bang Boing.
yeah, if your guys are going to come in for a card, we are on a hot streak right now. 6 of our last 7 weeks, we're in the bonus.
Yeah, with the wagers.
With the wagers, guys are killing it in DraftKings right now, so we're literally on a hot streak. This is a week, and I got a good vibe on this card.
No, I know you do. You've been talking about it.
I got a good beat on this card. There's a lot of very live dogs. There's a lot of good action. But anyway, I was listening to Ariel Helwani, and I had Jiri on because I like to hear where their minds are. And
This was
like
yesterday?
that. I heard this today.
Yeah, it was yesterday's show or today's show?
I think it was yesterday's.
Okay.
It could have been today's. I don't know, but I heard it today. So apparently, this is a guy, like, I don't know if you know about the Samurai Way, if you ever read books about the Samurai Way and stuff like that. Like, they're very big into spirituality and Buddhism and stuff like that. Like
Jiri is.
Yeah, well, if you're a samurai, you have to be.
Sure.
Like, so he's talking about how he was in the woods and he was setting this fire and, to get rid of the witches and stuff like that. And then in the same breath, he talks about how he believes that Poaton uses magic to win his fights, and he hopes that he doesn't bring that into the cage.
Doesn't bring the magic into the cage?
He uses spiritual magic. He's like, I just want it to be like one-on-one. And I'm like, dude, this is a guy who literally just talked about burning a fire with witches and spiritual energy and going, I think he did like 48 hours of darkness.
Did he?
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, he's nuts, dude. He's so nuts. But anyway, now that we're on it, let's talk about it. Oh, we got a couple things going on too. We got what do we got going on this week?
What do you got going on this week?
I don't know.
You got UFC 303. Nothing else matters.
I know what I got going on this week. I got to fucking scrub out my fucking couch.
Yeah,
I cannot get rid of that smell.
Mike took my dog for the week, and she pissed on his couch.
I went out and I bought this really good stuff
because he was mistreating her.
Yeah, right.
And she got pissed.
Fucking
and
dogs.
she pissed on his couch.
Dog's living at my house. So I what is it called? So I went out and I got this stuff. It was like $15. It was like really good. It comes with the scrubber, and I'm sitting there and I'm scrubbing. That didn't look good, but I'm scrubbing it, right? And I was like, wow, it fucking worked. This shit worked. Then as soon as it dried, bro, like I was laying on the couch and I'm like, it fucking didn't work.
No good?
Like you can smell it this is what I fear. The thing is when I do get a dog, they're going to smell that spot and they're going to think that's the target zone.
I think it's time for a new couch.
Yeah, good luck. Buy me one.
All right, let's talk about
and then we got the debate on Thursday.
What debate?
These fucking guys.
I don't fucking watch debates.
The debate.
Get out, I don't watch debates.
The debate Thursday night.
What, Trump and...
Smoking Joe Biden and my boy Trump.
The sleepy Joe Biden, isn't it?
Yeah, sleepy Joe Biden. But they're going to have them all doped up on Adderall.
All right, let's talk about this fight, man. So I'm going to give you my take.
Do you like this? I don't like it.
I don't like that it's short notice. I don't like that Pereira's toe is not healed yet. I know it's his pinky toe, but still... but you know what? The UFC had to pull a fucking rabbit out of their hat, bro. They tried. I watched a lot about what they tried to do, and nobody was available to fight or didn't want to fight. They tried to get Max on the card. They tried to get. They're lucky they pulled out Ortega and Lopes. That actually changed the whole fucking card.
Yeah, that's a great fight,
dude. They had Olberg and Jamal Hill, and then before Jamal Hill, it was what's the big guy's name who self-admitted about the steroid thing? What's his name? Khalil Roundtree.
Oh yeah.
Roundtree.
You hear about Sarkisian? Speaking of,
no,
suspended 6 months
for what?
Punching a fan.
Oh yeah. I did hear about that. I remember. Well, he did that shit, but that fan was fucking coming at him.
That's what I mean.
That guy deserved it. So
and did you hear about one more thing before we go on about the terrorist attack in Dagestan?
Yeah. When a guy from Khabib's Eagle, right?
He claims it's not. He claims he had a camp by him, but he's not a part of the team.
Sure, he's not.
I don't think he would lie about that. No. I don't think he doesn't support that stuff. But Conor came out and said the hashtag Conor was right.
Yeah, what an asshole. I'm sick of him too.
So go ahead.
All right, so Jiri. Dude, I couldn't have been more impressed with his fight against Rakic. Because I know you were high on Rakic. You think Rakic was going to be the next guy in the division to give Pereira a real challenge.
He was winning that fight.
That's why I was so impressed, because he was crushing his calves. Both of them, dude. They were both swelled up. And this guy just put on that samurai fucking thing, and he just weathered the storm, and he ended up knocking him the fuck out. I was like, wow, bro. I'm like, this guy, and then I went back and I watched his first fight in the UFC, who was against Ozdemir, when he knocked Ozdemir the fuck out.
Ozdemir.
Yeah, but he's a tough fucking guy, too. He hits hard. So, and Pereira's just been dominant besides the loss to Adesanya. And, unfortunately, this is another striker versus striker. And I said to you, I'm like, I want to see when Pereira fights a guy who's a real grappler, and he hasn't fought any. They've been giving him straight up strikers. Jamal Hill.
Well, Jiri can grapple.
So he can grapple, but where he did have problems was with Jan Blachowicz. That's when Pereira had problems, and Blachowicz kept taking him to the ground. That was his toughest fight that he fought. Yeah. And he barely won that fight. Yeah. That was a close fight. Yeah. This is striker versus striker. I'd love to see Jiri knock him out.
Why?
I like him. I like the way he is, the way he acts, but I just can't.
But what's not to like about Poaton? Like, what don't you like about him? You don't like him. There's like a party that doesn't like him. I know it.
You know what? It's that fucking face he makes all the time. I don't know. He's just
looks like, when he goes, ah, when he does that.
No, I actually like that. He just looks like he's an asshole, but I know he's not.
He's not.
Apparently, he's the nicest guy in the world.
He's a super nice guy. With the Shama thing?
I don't know what it is. Something about me.
I know. I know. I don't get it.
Something about him irritates me.
All right, so you want Jiri to win?
I want him to win, but I can't pick against Pereira in this spot. There's going to be a spot where I pick the other guy, but it's going to be someone who's a heavy grappler.
He's eventually going to lose.
I know that, but I don't think it's going to be against Jiri, unfortunately. I think, Jiri's, Pereira's calf kicks are not the same as Rakic's.
As anybody's.
As anybody's calf kicks.
Yeah.
So I don't think Jiri would be able to weather the storm like he did against Rakic. So I think we're going to see kind of a replay of the first fight with Jiri and Pereira, chew up his fucking leg, and he's going to get the knockout. I would say late second, early third round.
I don't like this fight. I don't like it anymore just for the mere fact that I know why he took the fight. He was in Australia
they
or
threw
Austria.
A lot of money at him, too.
Well, and they also gave him a clause. They said, all right, this is what we're going to do. You need to save the card. So we're going to throw a ton of money at you. We're also going to give you a rematch clause for the trilogy if you do lose. So he's like, well, all right, well, you're giving me a ton of money that I wouldn't make in a normal.
The rematch against Adesanya?
No, the rematch against
Jiri.
If he loses, automatic rematch.
Yeah, of course.
So that's on the table. But he's out doing media. He was in Australia. He was doing all his
He was on vacation.
He was doing, so now, and on Yuri's end, I mean, Jiri is in the same boat too in a way, but he doesn't have all the with the belt comes a lot of responsibility, so I don't like it from a matchup standpoint. I understand why he took it. Anybody would take it. They're saying he can get close to $5 million when all said and done.
With pay-per-view points?
Yeah, so and then you get the rematch clause, so you're like, well, all right, if I lose the belt, it sucks, but I'll get it back in the trilogy.
$5 million is worth that.
But I can't go against him for one reason. When you fight a guy, when you see a guy like Jiri in all his fights, he just does not know what checking a leg kick is.
No, he doesn't.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
Like, as much as he gets beat up for the legs, like, he has no idea how to check a leg kick. If he implements his grappling here, I could see the fight. I don't think both of these guys are going to be at their best, but like I said, I just can't bet against Pereira. He always finds a way to find that kill shot, dude.
Yeah, he does.
And Jiri is chinny. I mean, listen, he looked really durable against Rakic, but how many fights have you seen him rocked?
Plenty, and the power of Pereira.
And Pereira's a little chinny too, though. I mean, like, he could be rocked. I've seen him get back on his back foot. We've seen him knocked out, but there's something about his style, dude. There's something about it that, like, you don't see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't pick against him either. I would love Jiri smokes cigarettes after his fights.
I didn't know that. Does he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, go smoke a couple cigarettes.
You know who smokes cigarettes? That dude that looks like Mayorga, the one that won the fight a couple weeks.
Bratsky or whatever his name was.
No, the Brazilian guy that smoked. Dude.
Yeah. I forgot his name.
They showed him outside smoking Marlboros.
Yeah. It's fucking great. So Pereira by knockout, you're calling?
I'm going to say Pereira by knockout.
This ain't going the distance.
I'm going to say third. I'm going to start calling rounds now. Third or fourth round.
Yeah, I'd say late second, early third round. Pereira by knockout. Let's see it. All right, next fight on the card. We got. Am I on the wrong one? Oh, we got the the Lopes, Diego Lopes. I'm so happy they pulled this. They got this fight somehow done. That, what's his name? Hunter pulled this one out of his ass. Great fight. Everybody's excited about it. This. Just changed the whole card. I like this kid Lopes, man. I mean, what's not to like about him? But I'm a fan of Brian Ortega too, man. Dude, you seen Brian Ortega in wars getting fucking destroyed, and then he finds a way to find a submission somehow, whether it's a fucking standing, on his back arm choke or a ghillie or,
he's got
or
good
a triangle.
Striking. He's got good striking.
And he's got good striking too, man. I see this fight going as a classic Ortega fight where Lopes is putting it on him. Third round, you look like he's dead to rights, and then he finds a fucking triangle. He finds a fucking submission somehow, some way, and he pulls it out with a bloody fucking face, and Ortega wins.
Yeah, he cuts a lot, dude.
And then, yesterday when I was watching, they were an interview with Ortega. They asked him, hey, what about Topuria? We heard that you might fight him. He's like, let's just say that fight already might be signed. So I think Ortega already signed to fight Topuria before.
Well, no, he had signed the fight to move up to 155.
To 155.
Yeah, 155, because he said there's no title belts in my future. I don't know why he said that, but he's like, there's no title in my future anytime soon. And so they're like, well, is this fight going to take place after this? He's like, it's still on the table, but I can't tell you too much.
Yeah, well, if he 155, he'd be fighting Makhachev. Is that maybe that's who it was? You know what? I'm wrong.
Yeah.
They're gonna announce Holloway Topuria as the headliner of the Sphere card.
And
I think Ortega already signed to fight Makhachev next, but then they called him last minute to pull this fight out.
Maybe.
So I think he already has a fight signed against Makhachev.
Maybe.
Maybe. So I think Ortega's going to pull this one out like he always does, though, bro. I think Lopes is young. I think he's going to make a mistake, even though he's going to be on him. Make that one mistake. All it takes is one with Ortega, and he snatches something up.
We haven't gotten a Lopes fight wrong yet.
Yep.
We haven't gotten one wrong yet. I've been with him the whole way, but this is going to be BSD versus Poirier. That's what this is going to be.
Yep.
Everybody's all over BSD. Everybody's all over Lopes. And the thing is, like, where's Lopes good? His striking isn't that good. He's got really good power. He's got decent striking, but his grappling is super, super dangerous. Ortega's got better grappling.
Yeah.
Ortega's a better grappler.
One of the best.
Ortega's a better striker. Ortega's more durable.
Ortega's a better striker, you think, too?
Yeah. Ortega's a better striker. Look when he fought Holloway. I mean, look at some of his fights he's been in. His striking is not bad.
No, it's not bad.
Look what he did to Frankie Edgar, even though Frankie Edgar was washed. Like he's had some really good showings on his feet, and he's durable as shit, dude.
So durable.
I mean, he's so durable. So
and he's got a heart too, man. He don't give up.
Yeah,
he don't
he's
give
a dog.
Up.
So unless he's like washed, or unless he's taking a real. I just think that he's got Lopes everywhere outside of youth. Like I just think he has them everywhere. So I like Ortega here. I think he's going to win the decision, though.
You think he's going to go all the way?
Yeah, I think their grappling is going to kind of neutralize each other. I think it's going to be like. He's going to probably sit back a little bit in the first round to let Lopes blow his load. Then he's going to start chewing him up. So I'm going to say Ortega by decision.
I'm saying Ortega by submission. All right, next fight in the card. This fight changed already 5 times.
He's like a groundhog.
First, it was Jamal Hill versus Roundtree. Roundtree says he did steroids, admits it. They take him off. Then they do Hill against Olberg. Then Hill drops out from an injury. Then they announce Anthony Smith against Olberg. Olberg drops out. And now we have Anthony Smith, Roman Dolidze. Now,
this guy always finds a way. Dude.
He finds a way to always be up there on the main card. And, Anthony Smith pulled what he pulled in Brazil against Vito Petrino. Vito Petrino was like a minus 440 in that fight. He was like plus 350. And, like he said, there's levels to this. That kid just came in hot, and Anthony Smith just caught him with that fucking guillotine, and that was it. That's what makes him dangerous. But, I mean, the guy just can't keep pulling these rabbits out of the hat. Not that
he hasn't, though. He's been losing.
But then he just finds that
and
one
win
to put him right back up there. He's a company guy. He takes short notice fights.
Yeah.
They love the guy. They'll keep giving him fights like this. He keeps saving cards. I know you're going to pick Anthony Smith. I think he's gonna. I think the Dolidze is gonna
just destroy him.
I think it's gonna be like quick too, like where he hit some early with a good shot. Smith does that thing and he just gets too rocked and doesn't catch his legs under him fast enough and gets finished.
I hate this guy. Like, I love this guy. No, Smith. Like, I just can't stand him anymore. Like, go away.
Delite's on the 2-fight losing
and
streak.
I love him. I like that's not a knock on him. That's because I'm such an Anthony Smith guy that
always been. Yeah,
I can never lay a beat on this guy anymore.
Yeah,
like you just can't lay a beat on him. But
he gets rocked lately.
But here's the thing with him, bro. Even when he was like at the lowest of his lows in his losing streak, he still thought like, I'm one fight out.
I'm one fight out from a title. Yeah.
So now
he still thinks that.
Well, hold on. Now he's got a huge win under his belt.
Yeah,
like huge.
With the Petrino win.
Yeah, so now his belief system is like through the roof, bro. Like this guy really believes like if he comes in here and beats the Delite, like he's right back in the mix.
Well, bro, Hill's hurt. Allberg's hurt.
That's what I mean.
Roundtree's out for suspension. You know, like who else is there right now?
So he's gonna. I really and Delite's on a 2-fight losing streak.
Yeah.
So
he lost to Vettori and Imam.
It doesn't matter. He's still momentum.
Yeah.
This guy Smith honestly thinks like this is a title eliminator fight. Like that's how crazy his mindset is.
Yeah, sick.
So I think that's gonna carry him through this fight, dude.
You think?
I think he's gonna win this fight. Delite's not like no magical, you know.
But you think he would win the decision here, or you think he has to catch him in something?
I think he would win. I think I could see him winning a decision.
His striking,
because Delite's not a pushover.
But Smith's striking has been putrid.
Yeah, but I don't know. Delite's striking isn't that good. You know what I mean? Delite's striking, he is pretty durable. He does have decent grappling. He's got a good leg series. Smith's grappling is very underrated. So I could see this being one of the more like boring fights on the card.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he just ekes out a decision, and then he's like, well, sorry, guys, but he wasn't taking it to me. You know what I mean?
I think if he wins, he's going to catch him in a submission.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I have it written down Smith by decision, but I think you're right. I think it probably goes inside the distance. I might have to change that. Actually, I'm going to change that right now.
All right. Next fight on the card. Really excited about this fight. This is another good fight they put on the card. The only reason why Ian Gary took this fight was to be on the same card as Conor, and then Conor drops out of the card, and now he's stuck with this fight. He's not happy about it. He's been very vocal about he's not happy about it. He's fighting Michael Venom Page. Venom Page had a great debut against a tough Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
Did his thing. He's tough to hit. And I know people are big on him, but he didn't really impress me that much in that first fight.
Who?
Michael Venom Page.
Against Kevin Holland, a striker like that?
I think he
destroyed him.
He impressed me that he avoided a lot of stuff, but I don't know, man. I unfortunately, I'm becoming more and more of a believer in Gary. As much as I don't like that motherfucker and how he talks shit, his striking is fucking good, bro. And I think that he's gonna find a way to get past the crazy Michael Venom Page tape and actually hit him with some good shots. And I'm taking Ian Gary here, bro.
I don't blame you. I'm not saying it's a bad pick.
I think
you don't got to convince me. I'm saying I know he's good, but
I think he is a couple fights away from possible title shot.
Well, he's got to win those couple fights. But first of all, here's the thing with MVP. You know, he said one thing in his interview. He's like, "Well, this guy had 2 title shots in Bellator, and now he thinks he's going to come to the UFC and he's going to be a contender." First of all, the 2 title shots that he had, one of them was against Douglas Lima. Douglas Lima would not beat Gary. Douglas Lima would run through Gary.
Yeah, he's tough.
Okay, so like that's one thing. The other thing is Logan Storley was the second guy. Logan Storley literally grappled his way to victory, which he would probably do against Ian Gary. Right? So like I don't but you know, MVP has fought some good guys. The thing with MVP is, dude, there's nobody that can mimic him.
His style's crazy.
You can't mimic him. And another thing is Gary is a camp hopper. Like the word on the street is this dude cannot stay in a fight camp because nobody likes him.
Yeah.
So he's like a gypsy.
He's not a likable guy.
No, he's not a likable guy. He's like a gypsy. He goes from camp to camp to camp to camp to camp to camp. So like when you say he's a really good striker, he is a really good striker, but I think it takes a veteran to understand how to make your reads and make adjustments. And he's going to, but is he going to do it in time to steal a decision? Because I think the MVP is going to have him on at odds, like sitting there wondering, trying to make his read, trying to see what he's doing.
Very odd to figure out.
He's going to land a couple shots on him for sure, but by the time he makes his reads, if he's even veteran savvy enough to make the proper adjustments on the fly, is it going to be in enough time to steal the victory? So I'm taking MVP here. I'm taking MVP by like a close decision, maybe like I have him actually here as a MVP by split decision.
I could see split decision here. This is this is balls for Gary taking the fight. If he wins this fight, he gets a nice boost. But if he loses, it's a big setback for him.
Yeah, it's a big setback
Because he's on a roll.
But if MVP loses to fight be fair, they literally marked off a possible star that they brought in for a reason. That's 38 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he can't come in with a loss at 30 and then they get this loss at 30 and then expect to climb the rankings. Like, they're kind of expunging him a little bit from the division if he loses this fight. So, I don't know. I like him here in the split. Like I said, I think Ian Gary's good, but I don't think he's got the veteran savvy enough to make the adjustments quick enough.
I think it's going to be a very close fight as well. Though.
Probably boring, too.
Because MVP's not going to let him put it on him like that. Just his style. So it's going to be a very close fight. I just got this feeling that MVP's not going to do enough.
And he's a counter striker, bro. So, Gary's going to come in and he's going to have that, like, where he cut. You remember when he fought Kevin Holland when he was throwing punches? Like, he was getting so deep into the pocket that he was actually overthrowing over his shoulder at some points, like his reach. So I don't know. I just think that either Ian Gary's going to catch him coming in with one of those overextensions, or MVP's going to be putting work in on him, throwing everything out at him at one time, get over that round and a half, maybe steal the second round, and then Gary wins the third round, but it's not enough.
What I don't like about Gary is that he keeps talking about Colby Covington and not talking about the MVP fight. So I'm wondering if he's overlooking this.
Him saying he's not even interested in this.
Not interested. I want Colby and that. Like, he's not. I mean, he's fighting a really, really good fighter in MVP. You know. So we'll see, man. I hope it's not a boring fight. I really don't. I hope it's one of the better fights on the card. All right, last fight that we're going to cover. We were going to cover the Macy Chiasson fight, but we decided last minute to cover the Joe Pfeiffer, Mike's favorite guy, Joe Pfeiffer, against Marc-Andre Barriault. So I don't like Pfeiffer either. I'm sick of hearing the story, the rags to riches story, the streets of Philly, all whatever the fuck, And I don't think he's a likable guy. I don't like him, and I don't think he's that fucking good.
I don't think he's good at all.
I don't think he's that good at all. Marc-Andre Barriault, we've seen in some wars. He's durable. He could last.
Well, I should say I don't think he's good at all.
Not good at all.
He's good, but he's not what people put him out to be.
Yeah, well, both of these guys haven't fought anybody, great. He lost to Hermanson.
And we picked that.
Yeah, we picked that fight, Hermanson. Correct, yeah. I'm going to go with Barriault here, man. I think Barriault withstands some of Pfeiffer's power because Barriault, he could last, man, and he's a dog, and you've seen him win those third round fights in it, and I don't know, I could see like a late knockout by Barriault here, like a third round fucking knockout.
Yeah, I think this is a get right spot for him.
For Pfeiffer?
For Pfeiffer. I think the wrestling is going to be the difference.
Yeah.
Barriault has no wrestling, can't stop a takedown, can't grapple. Pfeiffer actually does have that. Like, he doesn't use it often, but he does have wrestling. He is a strong kid. I think Barriault's been into, he's tough, but bro, he wears it on his face. I think Pfeiffer's a lot fresher. I think this is like a get right spot for him. So I do think Pfeiffer wins this fight, but I wouldn't mind seeing him lose. Like, I just don't like his attitude. This whole thing, like, how many fighters come into fighting where they come with from nothing? They lived on the streets. They live in their gym. Like,
so many of them.
Like, this is the only guy that ever.
And he talks about it every fight.
Every fight. He's going to do it again. And in the center of the cage, be like, I just want everyone to know that even though I lost to Hermanson, I went back and I thought about all the times I was living on the street. Like, that's,
All right, so we're on the other side of 3 fights on the 5.
Yeah, and we got a lot of good fights on this card. Believe it or not, the prelims are really good. It turned out to be a really good card. The only thing I wish is I wish Poaton and Jiri wasn't the main event.
Give a quick take on Peyton Talbot because we saw him live against Cody Saman when we were at the Apex Center when he kneed him to the face that the whole fucking place hurt. Somehow Saman didn't go unconscious.
That was bro. We caught it on tape.
We had it on video on the phone. Yeah, we posted it. It was awesome. ESPN actually asked permission if they could use.
ESPN
video.
used our clip from it. It asked us permission.
It was great. But this kid looks fucking legit to me, though, bro.
He is, but bro, come on. Like, this is the
line is
same
crazy.
Story over and over and over again. And what drives me nuts is you got these guys on Twitter and you got these guys on YouTube who they jump on these hype trains, and then when they get disbarred, they disappear.
You don't hear nothing about it.
You don't hear nothing. Like Jamal Hill, same thing. Everyone, Jamal Hill's this, Jamal Hill's that. He gets beat, now you don't hear about him no more. Who's another guy? Name another hype train. Even Paddy Pimblett. Everybody knows he lost that fight to Jared
I can't
Gordon.
wait for that fight against Bobby Green.
But everybody knows he lost that fight to Jared Gordon, so like nobody really talks about him no more. Who else? I mean, think about all these hype trains that come in and they're like, oh, he's the next thing. Even, remember Ozdemir back in the day?
Yeah, Ozdemir.
Everyone was like, no time, give him the title shot. So it's like, this is another, is he good? Yeah, he's good. Does he have potential? Yeah, he's got potential. Does he have, but everybody's slow to fuck down, dude.
Yeah, prove it for the next 3 fights.
Like minus 2,000.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's like a Mike Tyson versus Leon Spinks line.
The UFC loves this
Michael
kid.
Spinks. So, and it's like, you want you want to pick a guy like that. Like you're going into a fight, you can get hurt. You could get a point deducted. There could be an injury. There could be a low blow. Something, bro. Like this kid can walk onto a fucking. This kid Gamori, he should beat Gamori 1,000%. But the kid can strike. The kid's got good Muay Thai skills. The kid's got a good kicking game. He's got some power. Like, it wouldn't be like, oh my God, holy shit, if this kid walks onto a punch, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, guys, relax with
9,800 on DraftKings.
I mean, come on, relax. That's Habib price.
Yeah.
I don't even think I've ever seen Habib at that price.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? You know, think
It might
about
be the
that.
highest price I ever seen.
I think we've seen 10,000 one time. I think. I don't remember.
That's crazy.
But I mean, guys, back up. Like, stop listening to all these people. Like, this kid's the next GSP. I mean, just relax. He's good. He's really good. I mean, we saw him live. Like, literally, not in an arena. We saw him at the Apex Center,
right in front of us.
And the kid is good, but he's also very hittable.
Yeah,
he's very hittable. You know, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing. I want to see, even if this kid Gamori comes in and lasts and maybe wins a round, then maybe they'll start bringing this kid back to earth a little bit.
Yeah, I like that.
You know?
All right, we got 303. You know where to find us, the MadLabMMA.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like, comment, share the video with friends. And
6 of 7 weeks we have won. And do you know how we did it? Do you know how we won the 6 of 7 weeks?
How? With the magic.
We used fight magic.
See you next week.